put these Fastway handguards on my 300L. The Fastway website doesn't have any parts for a 300L, but they have a lot of parts for a 250L. I have these same handguards on my KTM dirt bike, and they work very well. The item that I needed to install them was these brackets right here. And while they don't have brackets specifically for a 300L, they do have brackets for a 250L in the same handlebar setup. The thing you need to do is drill out the 6mm tapped hole. There is a plug in the handlebars with a tapped and threaded 6mm hole there, but the handguards, and just about all of them, come with 8mm bolts. And they say the 6mm are just too small and likely to shear off. I don't know about that, but everybody taps them out and puts in the 8mm bolts that come with the handguards. Almost all handguards come with those. If I could count how many times on one hand that I've tapped a hole out, I'd have lots of fingers left over. You can maybe see in here there's a plastic cup on which the handle grips mount, and that cup actually goes over the handlebars and has a tiny little hole in it to access the threaded insert in the handlebars. But that's ridiculous, because one of the problems with all handguards is getting the freedom of movement of this particular throttle side bit. I cut the rubber away from the end of it here. I wanted to keep this lip on here and cut as little bit of the rubber away as I needed to. And then I took a Forstner bit and I drilled out, I think about a 5/8 Forstner bit, and drilled out the end of that cupped plastic insert. You can see in there's white, to expose more of the insert, and then drilled that out, tapped it, and put this thing on. The first thing I did, as soon as I started drilling with too slow a speed, and it took too big of a bite and snapped off the drill bit that came with the drill bit and tap set. It was sticking out enough that I could get a pair of needle nose pliers on that, and then get a pair of vice grips around the tip of the needle nose pliers and back the bit out. And then I had to drill it out with a smaller bit because I didn't have one the correct size, and then finish the hole with the broken bit. And I had to do that on both ends. So everything worked out all right. I did use a metal bushing or spacer that's about a 1/2 inch thick to set off the handguards from the rubber throttle, to make sure that there was plenty of movement there. Put the same bushing on the other side. It's a lot better than those kind that fasten to the handlebars. I don't like those, because when I've used them and fall, the guards will either flip up or rotate downward, and will have the potential to damage the controls. There's just no way that you can keep them from rotating unless they put teeth on them. And then maybe you've got a chance of them not rotating. But a lot of people, they don't want to damage their handlebars. Ooh, everything's got to be pretty. Again, therefore, a 250L, and I add Fastway, so check it out. I originally wanted to get the handguards that mount to a bracket that mounts onto the, that mounts onto the triple clamp bolts here, and it mounts onto these bolts and sticks up high, and then the bracket just simply bolts to that. And that would be, to me, is the most ideal type of hand guards that you can get for this bike, or for any bike. But a lot of the bikes like the KTM, it wouldn't work on it because the bolts are back here. But I couldn't find any of those brackets in stock. The hand grips cost about, with the brackets here, with the handlebar mounts, cost about $175. This is what they look like on the ground. They lay pretty straight. I mean, certainly when you drop a bike, you're kind of plowing in. So, but they hit the ground in such a way as to maybe not put a lot of upward or downward stress on them.